Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Let's do some Radha Jap. Radha, Shri Radha, Radha, Shri Radha, Radha, Shri Radha, Radha, Shri Radha. Yes. We are reading Bhagwat Geeta as it is by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, founder Acharya of International Society for Krishna Consciousness. We are in chapter 1, uh, text 16 and 18. King Yudhishthir, the son of Kunti, blew his conch shell, the Ananta Vijay, and Nakula and Sahadev blew the Sugosha and Mani Pushpaka. That great archer, the king of Kashi, the great fighter, Shikandi, Dradyumna, and Virat, the unconquerable, Satyaki, Drupada, the sons of Draupadi, and the others, O king, such as the mighty armed son of Shubhadra, all blew their respective conch shells. Let's read the purport. Sanjay informed King Dhritarashtra very tactfully that his unwise policy of deceiving the sons of Pandu and endeavoring to enthrone his own sons on the seat of the kingdom was not very laudable. The signs already clearly indicated that whole Kuru dynasty would be killed in that great battle, beginning with the grandsire Bhishma down to the grandsons like Abhimanyu and others, including kings from many states of the world. All were present there, and all were doomed. The whole catastrophe was due to King Dhritarashtra because he encouraged the policy followed by his sons. Yes. So here what they are trying to say is that as parents, they were not being very wise, and they were still allowing their sons to do wrong. Okay, they were allowing their sons to live in ignorance and not follow the path of goodness. So that's what they're trying to show, that Dhritarashtra is a king and he's father of these 100 sons, and still he is not telling them not to battle, or he's not opposing the wrong deeds or wrong ideas of his sons. He's still supporting. So Sanjay very tactfully and very like indirectly is trying to tell him that, see, these people are opposing them and they have a lot of strength no matter what you think, right? Let's move to text 16. The blowing of these different conch shells became uproarious, vibrating both in the sky and on the earth. It shattered the hearts of the sons of Dhritarashtra. Yes. Let's read the purport. When Bhishma and the others on the side of Duryodhan blew their respective conch shells, there was no heart breaking on the part of the Pandavas. Such occurrences are not mentioned, but in this particular verse, it is mentioned that the hearts of the sons of Dhritarashtra were shattered by the sounds vibrated by the Pandavas' party. This is due to the Pandavas and their confidence in Lord Krishna. So, one who takes shelter of the Supreme Lord has nothing to fear, even in the midst of the great calamity. Yes? Let's move to text 20. At that time, Arjun, this is still Sanjay telling the Dhritarashtra. At that time, Arjun, the son of Pandu, seated in the chariot bearing the flag marked with Hanuman, took up his bow and prepared to shoot his arrows. O king, after looking at the sons of Dhritarashtra drawn in military array, Arjun then spoke to Lord Krishna these words. Let's read the purport. The battle was just about to begin. It is understood from the above statement that the sons of Dhritarashtra were more or less disheartened by the unexpected arrangement of military force by the Pandavas, who were guided by the direct instructions of Lord Krishna on the battlefield. Yes. The emblem of Hanuman on the flag of Arjun is another sign of victory because Hanuman cooperated with Lord Ram in the battle between Ram and Ravan, and Lord Ram emerged victorious. Yes, so all the signs of victory is what Sanjay is trying to indicate the Dhritarashtra with these words. He's not telling directly that they are going to win, but he's giving all the signs. So it's like similar to what when we are on the wrong path, there are lots of signs which God gives us that, just change, do this, think about that. It is in a different way. It's never direct, of course, but we should be mindful about it and then move forward. Yes. So now both Ram and Hanuman were present on the chariot of Arjun to help him. Lord Krishna is Ram himself, and wherever Lord Ram is, his external servitor Hanuman and his eternal consort Sita, the goddess of fortune, sorry, are present. Therefore, Arjun had no cause to fear any enemies whatsoever. And above all, the Lord of the senses, Rishikesh, Lord Krishna, was personally present to give him direction. Thus, all good counsels was available to Arjun in the matter of executing the battle. In such auspicious conditions arranged by the Lord, for his eternal devotee lay the signs of assured victory. Yes. So this is like the measurement, the how we measure faith. Like if you have less faith, the victory is also less. If you have high faith, the victory is high. So now they are saying that they were all 100% faith, and that's why it is assured that there is going to be a victory of Pandavas because Lord Krishna, there's so much faith in Lord Krishna that they will win. Now we move to text 21 and 22, which are given together. Arjun said, now Arjun is telling to Lord Krishna, O infallible one, please draw my chariot between the two armies so that I may see those present here who desire to fight and with whom I must contend in this great trial of arms. Let's read the purport. Although Lord Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, out of his causeless mercy he was emerged in the service of his friend. He never fails in his affection for his devotees, and thus he is addressed herein as infallible. Yes. As charioteer, he had to carry he had to carry out the orders of Arjun, and since he did not hesitate to do so, he is addressed as infallible. Yes. So, so that the amount of respect that they have for Lord Krishna and the amount of love that Lord Krishna has for his devotees, he is ready to serve even his devotees because of the love and lot of affection towards his devotees. But that doesn't mean that the Lord Krishna has gone a little at the lower level than what Arjun is at, right? Krishna is Krishna, but it is out of love that he is bowing so low to serve his own devotees. Yes, his although he had accepted the position of the charioteer for his devotee, his supreme position was not challenged. In all circumstances, he is the supreme personality of Godhead, Rishikesh, the Lord of the total senses. The relationship between the Lord and his servitor is very sweet and transcendental. The servitor is always ready to render service to the Lord, And similarly, the Lord is always seeking an opportunity to render some service to the devotee. Yes. He takes great pleasure in his pure devotees assuming the advantageous position of ordering him than he does in being the giver of orders. Yes, he really loves it when his devotee gives him orders to do something. So he's very happy right now. Since he is master, everyone is under his orders and no one is above him to order him. But when he finds that pure devotee is ordering him, he obtains transcendental pleasure, although he is the infallible master in all circumstances. As a pure devotee of Lord, Arjun had no desire to fight with his own cousins and brothers, but he was forced to come onto a battlefield by the obstinacy of Duryodhan, who was never agreeable to any peaceful negotiation. Therefore, he was very anxious to see who the leading persons present on the battlefield were. Although there was no question of a peacemaking endeavor on the battlefield, he wanted to see them again and to see how much they were bent upon demanding an unwanted war. So Arjun was always not wanting a war and he always wanted a compromise or a peacemaking. But of course, the other side is not agreeing and they want the war. So Arjun is first of all, he doesn't want this war. Now the war is happening. He wants to see whom he is fighting against and how much prepared they are to fight the war. So basically, he wants to see the intentions of the other people, intentions of his own brothers and cousins, that how determined they are to kill him just for this one issue. Okay, so of course, it is highly difficult to in today's world to be in such a situation where if somebody has asked me to kill my own brother because we've come on a battlefield. So imagine Arjun, of course, and that too in those days, in that yug, where there was so much love and affection for brothers and sisters, and they used to do so many things out of the way for each other. In those times, also, they had to kill each other. Imagine the level of doubt and the level of apprehension. Let's move to text 23. Let me see those who have come here to fight, wishing to please the evil minded son of Dhritarashtra. So, of course, Duryodhan had his allies as well. And they also say that Bali, which was if you see in Ramayana, there was a person called Bali um, who was in the south who helped Ram to, find Sita. So even Bali is on the side of Duryodhan is what we've read so far. And of course, there are other kings who are and alliances of Duryodhan who have come together to fight for Duryodhan. Of course, this is all in exchange of any favor that Duryodhan must have extended to them, right? Let's read the purport. It was an open secret, that Duryodhan wanted to usurp the kingdom of the Pandavas by evil plans in collaboration with his father Dhritarashtra. Therefore, all persons, sorry, therefore all persons who had joined the side of Duryodhan must have been birds of the same feather. Arjun wanted to see them on the battlefield before the fight was begun, just to learn who they were. But he had no intention of proposing peace negotiations with them. It was also a fact that he wanted to see them to make an estimate of the strength, that's what I said, which he had to face, although he was quite confident of victory because Krishna was sitting by his side. Yes. Let's move to text 24. Now Sanjay said, okay, now this all has happened and Arjun has asked Krishna to go in the middle of the two army. And now Sanjay is narrating this to Dhritarashtra. Sanjay said, O descendant of Bharat, having thus been addressed by Arjun, Lord Krishna drew up the fine chariot in the midst of the armies of both parties. Let's read the purport. In this verse, Arjun is referred to as Gudakesh. Gudaka means sleep, and one who conquers sleep is called Gudakesh. Sleep also means ignorance. So Arjun conquered both sleep and ignorance because of his friendship with Krishna. As a great devotee of Krishna, he could not forget Krishna even for a moment because that is the nature of a devotee. Either in waking or in sleep, a devotee of the Lord can never be free from thinking of Krishna's name, form, qualities, and pastimes. Thus, a devotee of Krishna can conquer both sleep and ignorance simply by thinking of Krishna constantly. This is called Krishna consciousness or samadhi. As Rishikesh, or the director of the senses and mind of every living entity, Krishna could understand Arjun's purpose in placing the chariot in the midst of the armies, and thus he did so and spoke as follows. Yes. Now, finally, Sri Krishna is going to speak to Arjun. Let's move to text 25. In the presence of Bhishma, Drona, and all the other chieftains of the world, the Lord said, just behold, Parth, all the Kurus assembled here. Let's read the purport. As the supersoul of all living entities, Lord Krishna could understand what was going on in the mind of Arjun. The use of the word Rishikesh in this connection indicates that he knew everything, and the word Parth, or the son of Kunti, or Pratha, is also similarly significant in reference to Arjun. As a friend, he wanted to inform Arjun that because Arjun was the son of Pratha, the sister of his own father Vasudev, he had agreed to be the charioteer of Arjun. Now, what did Krishna mean when he told Arjun to behold the Kurus? Did Arjun want to stop there and not fight? Krishna never expected such things from the son of his aunt Pratha. The mind of Arjun was thus predicted by the Lord in friendly joke, in friendly joking. Yes. So he made a joke कि अच्छा, like he must have said something like कि oh, देख ले कुरु को, देख ले सबको एक बार in a joking way, because he knew what now Arjun is going to get into the domino effect of that thought, you know. Okay. Let's move to text 26. There Arjun could see within the midst of the armies of both parties his fathers, his grandfathers, teachers, maternal uncles, brothers, sons, grandsons, friends, and also his fathers in law and well wishers. Yes. So all these people were against Arjun. Imagine the state of mind. Let's read the purport. On the battlefield, Arjun could see all kinds of relatives. He could see persons like Bhurishrava, who were his father's contemporaries, grandfathers Bhishma and Somdatta, teachers like Dronacharya and Kripacharya, maternal uncles like Shalya and Shakuni, brothers like Duryodhan, sons like Lakshman, friends like Ashwathama, well-wishers like Kratavarma, etc. He could see also the armies which contained many of his friends. Yes. Let's move to text 27. When the son of Kunti, Arjun, saw all these different grades of friends and relatives, he became overwhelmed with compassion and spoke thus. Let's move to text 28. Now Arjun will say, Arjun Uvach. Now he is all feeling very emotional. Arjun said, My dear Krishna, seeing my friends and relatives present before me in such a fighting spirit, I feel the limbs of my body quivering and my mouth drying up. Let's read the purport. Any man who has genuine devotion to the Lord has all the good qualities which are found in godly persons or in the demigods, whereas the non devotee, however advanced he may be in material qualifications by education and culture, lacks in godly qualities. Yes? As such, Arjun, just after seeing his kinsmen, friends, and relatives on the battlefield, was at once overwhelmed by compassion for them who had so decided to fight amongst themselves. As far as his soldiers were concerned, he was sympathetic from the beginning, but he felt compassion even for the soldiers of the opposite party, foreseeing their imminent death. He was feeling bad. Imagine one relative of yours who is close to you passes away, and the kind of grief that you go through. And now imagine Arjun is going to go through the grief of all these relatives passing away because he is going to, and plus he is going to kill them. So nahi to wo, matlab, there are two things. One is that they are going to, of course, die, but they are. It is the reason for their death will be him, that he is causing the death. So there are two things that now he is going to feel very, very guilty of. And while he was so thinking, the limbs of his body began to quiver and his mouth became dry. He was more or less astonished to see their fighting spirit. And he was also shocked that these guys whom I love so much, whom so all through life, are ready to kill me, you know. Practically the whole community, all blood relatives of Arjun, had come to fight with him. This overwhelmed a kind devotee like Arjun. Although it is not mentioned here, still one can easily imagine that not only were Arjun's bodily limbs quivering and his mouth drying up, but he was also crying out of compassion. Such symptoms in Arjun were not due to weakness, but to his soft heartedness, a characteristic of a pure devotee of the Lord. It is said, therefore, one who has unflinching devotion for the personality of Godhead has all the good qualities of the demigods, but one who is not a devotee of the Lord has only material qualifications that are of the little value. This is because he is hovering on the mental plane and is certain to be attracted by the glaring material energy. Yes. Let's end here with Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Let's do some Radha Jap. Radha, Shri Radha, Radha, Shri Radha, Radha, Shri Radha. Hare Krishna.